And pardoning the J6 rioters, as they're known, will be one of those 200 executive orders that you just mentioned, Annalise.
We do anticipate that will happen. There's some conjecture about whether it will be a complete pardon or it will just be a more focused pardon group, whether there'll be clemency or whether it will be a full presidential pardon. And nothing has inflamed this conversation more than Joe Biden getting in on all the pardons in his last bit in office. Not just Hunter Biden getting an extreme sweeping pardon, which essentially gave him a 10-year get-out-of-jail-free card and completely undermined his own Justice Department. The fact today that Joe Biden has come out and given a clemency pardon, a preemptive pardon, I beg your pardon, to Fauci and Milley and Liz Cheney, what that is going to do is put them in the position of essentially having to admit guilt by taking these pardons, because that's the strong implication. If you're taking a pardon, innocent people don't need a pardon. What it also does is take away their Fifth Amendment right to not testify. So they'll be subpoenaed in front of the audience, in front of congressional hearings, and that just gives so much fodder to Republicans with their, albeit tenuous, control of the House of Representatives.
Presumably, Annalise, those cheers just now for Donald Trump's children, Eric, Don Jr., Barron, he's so tall. He often refers to this, doesn't he? But what role do they play, his children? Ivanka there too.
Well, this is another interesting discussion, because in the first Trump administration, they played a really pivotal role, and I think they will still be seen as influential. In the meantime, Lara Trump is the one that's really stepped up to be such a close advisor to Donald Trump and taking over as co-chair of the RNC. She was being touted to take up that Florida Senate vacancy that was vacated by Marco Rubio, becoming the next Secretary of State, but that hasn't come to pass. We haven't seen much of Ivanka Trump. She's kind of stepped out of things. But what that was a symptom of in the first administration was that Donald Trump was the outsider. No one really wanted to deal with him. There was chaos. There was all this high turnover in his office, people getting fired. What we've seen this time around is Donald Trump has established himself as the Republican establishment. People are fighting for those jobs now. People with real credentials, really long CVs, who are ready to take the jobs, are the ones who are the cabinet picks. And I know there's some more controversial ones than others. I do think Pete Hegseth is going to get over the line eventually. He picked up the fight and he's continuing to fight, and that is given other people the reason to fight with him. Pam Bondi might have a tough road as well, but essentially a lot of the picks that Donald Trump's had for cabinet are pretty mainstream, including his economic picks are the ones that have given the business community a lot of confidence. They know that Donald Trump wants the stock market to be strong. That's one of his key indicators of strength. But what we're going to be watching in all this is what they do with the dollar, because that's going to be really pivotal to costing for all those important assets, bonds that are going to decide exactly how strong the US economy is. Because at the end of the day, jobs has not been the metric that it used to be, because people are working more jobs, they're getting paid less for it, and so underemployment figures aren't fully representing how people feel in this economy.
Yeah, which is such a big part of why he is behind, America First, protectionism.